Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to 60 minutes of yoga with me, Marina White Raven. And I picked a card. I really like these oracle cards, and this is what we got today. So yeah, I love this. Nurture yourself. So if you're practicing with me today, that is definitely nurturing yourself. And let's just begin by just cleansing the space and our minds, the sound of the bell. So hopefully you've got your area set up, you're ready. Okay. Still got haven't worked out how to switch off the notifications, they keep popping up. So let's start by lying down. Lying down on the ground. Lying in Shavasana. This is one of the most important postures, and it's not just lying down. There's space between the feet falling out to the side. Notice how the hips are nice and relaxed, and the arms are out to the side with the palms facing upwards. The chin is slightly tucked in. If you're finding that's really impossible, then you need to have a small cushion under your head. It's to do with the position of your neck. If it feels really uncomfortable lying flat, you can put your feet on the floor and your back will be more connected with the ground. So feel free to modify that. Let's just take a breath in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. And it's nice sometimes starting with lying, just to ground ourselves. See, how do I feel actually? It brings us, our whole body, in contact with the ground. Maybe close your eyes for a moment, even if you feel resistant to doing that. Maybe you're feeling you want to get going. See if you can just land in the body first of all. Feel the ground beneath your body. Feel your whole body, the weight of your arms and legs on the ground, and your breath moving in and out through the nostrils. This is where the nurture will come from, the ground and the focus and the application. Maybe take another breath in through the nostrils, big, deep breath, and a sigh out through the mouth. So, a little brief check-in with yourself. How does my body feel today? Ask yourself, how does my body feel? Are there any aches and pains? How does my energy feel? Do I have lots of energy, or do I feel really tired? Where is the energy in my body? Is it all in my head? Do I have energy in my belly? See if you can feel, where is my energy today? Notice where your mind is going. Notice where your breath is. And then noticing, how do I feel today emotionally? What is my emotional weather? If I had to describe my emotional state right now in this moment, what would that look like? How could I describe that? And just feel all of these layers of feeling, of experience, layers of the body, all incorporated in one experience. And so now we've landed a little bit to begin. We're all starting in the same place. Let's just see if we can open up the body, create a bit more space by bringing the legs together, taking the arms above the head, giving ourselves a full extension, using the inhale to expand the inside of the body, using the exhale to expand the outside of the body. So let's just take one side at a time. Take hold of the left wrist with the right hand, just pushing the left heel away on the ground, so you're just taking the toes up towards you, you're pushing the heel away. Again, breathe into the body, fill the body with air, and on the out breath, pushing that left heel away and just drawing that left arm upwards and even over the head. So you're really getting a big curve on that left side. It's getting really long. Every in-breath, You're filling the left side with air. Feel that space that you have. And on the out breath, we're just lengthening through the left side. One more breath in. And release. Take a moment to notice the difference between the sides. Very noticeable for me. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Push the right heel away, drawing the toes up towards you. Breathe into the right side of the body. And on the out breath, just gently guiding that right wrist upwards and over the head, becoming like a big banana shape. Every in-breath is just filling the body with air, particularly the right side of the waist there. Lots of length in the right side. On the out-breath, we're just expanding even more. One more breath in and release. Keeping the arms above the head. Relax the legs now, let the feet fall out to the side. Arms on the ground, however wide they need to be. Breathe in through the nostrils. On the out-breath, bring the arms up over the head and the hands end up flat down alongside the body at the end of that out-breath. The in-breath, the arms are straight, fingers extending up away from the shoulders. Inhale, arms reach the ground, exhaling. Let's see if we can just add something in here. Normally we just move the arms and go with the breath. Let's see if we can add an extension. So as you breathe in, when your arms reach the ground, really stretch them away and point the toes, and then relax and soften that on the out breath, bringing the arms forwards. We'll just do a couple more of those. So breathing in, inhaling all the way up, point the toes, extend the arms above the head, and then breathing out. Yeah, feels good. Feels very energizing. We'll try one more of those. Breathing in. Inhaling, 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 and extending. Point the toes, extend on the ground, and then let all of that go as you breathe out, nice and slow and smooth and steady. Arms reach the ground either side. Now just bend the knees and hug the knees. Just rock gently side to side. You can make that quite a big movement if you want, or a smaller one. Place one hand on top of the knees, and let's just make a big circle, keeping the knees together. As you inhale, take the knees away from you, and as you exhale, bring the knees into the body, breathing in and breathing out. Just enjoy that movement. Inhaling as you take the knees away from you, holding onto them with the hands, and exhaling as you draw the knees in. Let's change direction, just do a few on the other side, just to even that up. Making a big circle with the knees, as big as you can, whilst holding onto them, and making a big circle on the ground. Good. Still breathing and moving. Hands on around the front of the kneecaps now, Apanasana. As you breathe in, take the knees away from you. Back is flat on the ground, even the back of the neck. Now as you breathe out, you draw the knees, squeeze them into you, breathe out everything and draw the nose towards the knees. Breathing in, extend the legs away or extend the knees away, head on the ground, breathing out, making yourself as small as possible. You might even find your tailbone comes off the ground. Breathing in, flatten, lengthen. Inhaling, breathing out, squeeze into a small ball. Some of you might want to do a full extension. So on the inhale, you take the arms away onto the ground, as we just did, and take the knees away as far as you want. You can make yourself extended, but only if you can keep the lower back glued to the ground. Otherwise, take the knees away as far as you feel is okay. Out breath is the same. So you can choose that one, or you can stay with the original movement, just keeping hold of the knees. So I'll just show the other one. So you keep practicing, inhaling, whatever you're doing, find what's right for you. It might be, don't go into anything that's forcing or straining or giving you any sense of pain. We're not looking for pain. It's finding that edge of discomfort and seeing if we can expand that zone of comfort. If we just stay in this comfort zone, the comfort zone actually gets smaller. So we have to challenge that within ourselves. It's very easy for us just to stay in the comfort zone, right? All of us find that. One more. Expand. Inhale. And breathing out slowly and smoothly. Let's make one little last squeeze. Lift the head up to the knees. Then place the soles of the feet on the ground. Slide the legs away. Give yourself another full extension. Inhaling just because it feels good. Okay. So, feet are close to the buttocks and there's space between the feet, hips width apart, and they'll parallel the feet. Hands either side of the body, shoulders down away from the ears, chin tucked in. As you breathe in, lift the hips off the ground. Make sure you keep your knees level, as if you were holding something between them. You can actually put something between them, a board or a block, if you want to. Your knees have a tendency to move out, but just have that mindfully as well. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, rolling down the spine slowly. Try and come from the top down to the very bottom. Breathe out fully, and then rocking up the pelvis, lifting the hips, pushing into the feet, pushing into the backs of the arms and the hands, and then rolling down. So this is a moving bridge. There's a back bend. So all bends, forwards or backwards, or actually twisting, we really want to focus on lengthening the spine. So when you come up, when you think about opening the front of the body, lengthening, so the knees are going away from you towards the wall in front of you, and the chest is coming towards your chin. And then when you breathe out, we'll just bring everything back down to the ground, rolling the spine back down to the ground. Again, those of you who want to, you can add something in. So as you breathe in, your arms come up as well as coming up into the bridge. And as you breathe out, see if you can match the movement of the arms to the back so that when your back is on the ground, your arms just reach the ground. So it involves a bit of coordination there, and a bit of focus, because the movement of the arms is obviously a lot bigger. So you have to coordinate that, rolling the spine down. If that's not comfortable for you, if you want to have your arms there to help push you up, stay with that one. So choose which you prefer. Keep that chin tucked in tightly if you can. In breath is expansive, out breath rolling down. Let's make this the last one, breathing in all the way up. Expansive, open the front of the body, lift the hips high, and breathing out, rolling the spine down. Slowly as you can. Enjoy the flexibility and the connection with your spine you're making. Hold the knees and hug them in to the chest. Okay. Just rock and roll, release that a little bit. Let's open the hips up a little bit. We'll do one more thing lying. One hand on top of each knee. Keep the knees together. Draw the knees into your body. Now breathe out fully. Use the inhale. Through the nostrils, take the knees away. As you exhale through the nostrils also, take the knees away from each other and draw them back into the body. So breathing in and breathing out. Keep the breath in and out through the nostrils. Try and match the movement to the breath. So you're drawing two separate circles with your knees. And just gradually with the movement, you might hear a few little clicks and pops at the beginning. It's very common with the joints, particularly the hip joints here. Very important joint in the body. You think about what a big juncture that is in the body, connecting two of the biggest parts of the body, the spine, back and the leg. So let's go one direction, and then we'll take it in the other direction. So start with the knees away from you, breathe in. As you breathe out, pull the knees into your body and then open the knees as you breathe in. And breathing out, squeeze the knees into you. Just try and enjoy this movement. Make it as slow as you can, slowing down your breath, breathing in and out through the nostrils. And see if you can feel the breath actually in your hips. A feeling of ease and steadiness coming into your hips, of fluidity and openness, a bit of flow happening in the hips. And just squeeze the knees in one more time and roll onto your side and come up onto all fours. Good, okay. Fingers spread wide on the ground. And the hands are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. Feet are flat behind, not tucked under. So this is a different kind of a movement for the spine. We quite often we will do the regular cat-cow, but this is a different movement. I like to think of it as a tiger, because it's like a tiger swishing its tail. So soft elbows as well, so the chest is nice and open, and the neck is in line with the spine, so we're just looking down at the ground between the hands. So as you breathe in, just breathe in, and on the out breath, you're going to turn to your left and look around to your left as if you're trying to see if you had a tail, and you'll do the same thing with the base of your spine, as if you was trying to show yourself your tail. So it's a bit of a side bend, and then the inhale comes back to the centre, and then the exhale you turn to the other side. So do this with your breath. Inhaling, come to the front. Exhaling. See if you can really take your bottom around to one side, the same side you're looking. Inhaling to the front. Just swishing this tail. Checking your hands aren't getting lazy. Keep the fingers spread wide. Keep that connection with the ground. So we're really getting into the sides of the body. Breathe out fully. So the inhale coming to centre. Nice and steady with nice and straight back. A little bit of abdominal tone there. You'll feel to keep that back in place. Inhaling. We'll do one more each side. Exhaling. Really try and show yourself your own tail. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Just sit back into your heels for a moment. Extend the arms away from you. Bring them forward down to the ground. Or if you prefer, you can place your head on your hands, the backs of your hands there. Into the swan position, breathing in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. Good. Good. Take another breath in and another nice sigh out through the mouth. Let's come back to all fours. So reset. So taking the hands again underneath the shoulders, just checking your position like a tabletop. So now for this, the other way with the spine, the regular form we are used to, cat-cow. So again, soften those elbows. Do not lock the elbows because you'll thrust your shoulders forwards. Keep the chest nice and open. First looking down at the ground, then as you inhale, you're looking up, the chest is coming forwards, and as you exhale, the tailbone is tucking under, it's arching up through the back, keeping the chin to the chest. And then you start lifting the tail on the inhale. And that starts rippling up through your spine, lengthening the spine, chest coming forwards, chest is wide. And then again, breathing out, tucking the tailbone under, arching up, that ripple comes up through the spine, middle of your back wants to go up to the ceiling. Just check your hands aren't getting lazy. Keep that connection with the ground, all of the fingers spread wide. So really see if you can make this movement and breath really even and smooth. Inhaling. Open the chest, shoulders are coming away from each other. Look forwards, maybe even slightly upwards, but not necessarily too far upwards. Looking back towards your hips as you breathe out, arching the spine. So the movement's always starting with the base of the spine. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep that breath in and out through the nostrils. Good. Really connect with your spine. So a great way of doing that more deeply is to close the eyes as you're doing this. So really feel into this beautiful spinal column and the space that you're creating with the breath. It's the last inhale. And then just sit back again into the heels. Bring the forehead down to the ground or onto a pillow if you prefer. Sweep the hands back into the pose of the child. Just take a little rest there for a couple of breaths. Breathing deeply. See if you can really expand your back ribs. Really feel the back ribs expanding as you breathe in and out. Good. So now take the hands forwards. Extend the fingers forward. Spread the fingers wide. Come up onto all fours. Let's tuck the toes under. We're going to come into a dog position. So tuck toes under, lift the knees off the ground. Making sure the feet are about hips width apart behind you. Pushing back with the hands, have the knees quite bent to begin with so you can lengthen through the back. So try and keep, as if your head is coming to the ground, keep opening between the shoulder blades, keep tucking the tummy in and breathing into the chest. And then gradually you might want to start to lengthen the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, by pushing the right heel down, bending the left knee, bending the right knee, pushing the left heel down. Let's just pedal a little bit. Check your hands are still with the fingers spread wide, the knuckles aren't lifting, and you're looking back towards your knees or your feet rather than looking at your hands. Your neck is just relaxed, the head is hanging. Good. Let's just take a little moment to come back down to the ground, to rest, come into the pose of the extended child there. We're going to return to downward dog. We're going to do a little hip opener. So if you want to, I'll show you first of all, or you can do it 2 times if you're familiar with this. You can do it with me now. Otherwise you can watch. Tuck the toes under, lifting up. So we're in the downward dog. I take a small side step with my right foot. So I can lift up my left leg, point it really, really strongly, so as if someone's pulling my leg back, and then I bend the left knee and let it fall, let the leg fall over to the left, and then look up under the left armpit up to the ceiling. So it's really opening the front of that left hip, the hip flexor there. And then to come out, point the toe once more, and just bring the leg down, come back down. And you can have a rest in between, or you can do immediately go to the other side. Okay. So, coming up into downward dog, lifting the knees off the ground, pushing back through the hands. Let's take a small side step with the right foot, lifting the left leg, pointing that toe. You're still looking back, not looking at the hands. Really give it a good point. You might even want to give it a little bit of an ankle rotation there, just for fun. Now bend the left knee, and it's going over to the left side, the right side of the body. And then if you have space, you can look under the left armpit up to the ceiling. Good, breathe. Now point the toe and bring it back down to the ground. Take a little rest if you want to, or you can go to the other side immediately if you feel like you want to do that. You can always have a rest whenever you need to, you know. Start to develop a better sense of that, the balance between taking care of yourself and maybe, you know, not working really hard. Working hard enough. So to the other side, coming into downward dog, take a small step to the left, to the right with the left foot, lifting up the right leg off the ground, pointing the toe, pushing back through the hands, bend the right knee and take it over to the left side of the body, opening up the front of the right hip, looking up at the ceiling on the inside of the right armpit. So you're really using the weight of the leg to create that space in the front of that hip. Again, pointing the toe and bringing the right toe down, come back down and have a little rest. There's strong movements with the legs. So breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Enjoy. Enjoy your breath, enjoy your body. Notice where your mind is going to. Throughout your practice, always have a bit of attention on that. Where's my mind going? What is capturing my attention? We'll come back one more time to downward dog. So coming up onto all fours, keeping that distance, that big distance between the hands and the knees rather than the tabletop. Spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes under, breathe in. Breathing out, lift the knees up. Let's see how your downward dog is now on the third time up. Push back with the hands, soft across the shoulder blades, soft elbows, length through the back, belly is tucked in, breathing into the chest. Now just walk the feet towards the hands and release by coming into ragdoll. Let the body hang, knees are bent. Breathe in through nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Knees are bent, keep them bent. Let the body hang, let the head hang. Breathe in again through the nostrils. As you sigh out through the mouth, see if you can really feel the weight of the head. Now take all your attention to the base of the spine and feel yourself being lifted by an invisible thread, by some force of nature that's just coming into your spinal column and lifting you. So it's easy. Lifting you slowly to standing. And as you come to standing, feel your feet pushing into the ground, body becoming longer and taller. Good. Okay. Let's just get everything a little bit more limber. So one of my favourites is to lift the shoulders high, breathe into your nostrils, and sigh out through the mouth. Just release it all out. And again, lifting the shoulders up, and squeeze, 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 hold the breath in. And out through the mouth. Good. And lift the shoulders one more time, squeeze them up by the ears, and out through the mouth. Roll the shoulders back a few times, maybe 3 times. With your breath, breathing in, keep the knees nice and bendy so they're joining in with this movement, so they can bend them. It just feels so much nicer when the rest of the body is just opening and responsive. And now forwards with the shoulders, breathing, bending the knees. Everything is feeling more fluid, more free, more open, I hope. Good. And then we'll see if we can make some arm circles. Very important, the shoulder, again another big joint in the body. So we're just going to swing the arm a little bit, the right arm. Notice I've just got my left foot forward and I'm putting my left hand on the left hip. And so we've just got this nice bit of space here, just to swing the arm. You've got space, make sure you've got space, you're not going to knock anything. Breath is nice and easy. So you can stay with the swing. If you want something that's going to really warm the shoulder up, then you can do these arm circles, quite strong. But they really will energise and open up the shoulder. So you get a bit of momentum going, and just holding the fingers with the thumb there gently. And we're going to do some big circles. So we're going to go backwards first of all. So get some momentum going, and then we just make some big circles, fast circles, just using the weight of the arm to loosen up that right shoulder. And then stop that, or come back to swinging rather. And we're going to go back, forwards now. So get the momentum going. Let's try and remember what I haven't done. And then forwards with the arm. Keep breathing in and out, don't hold your breath. And then release that. Oh, just notice the difference between the sides. Just feels so much more energized on the right side. You can just go with the arm swings over first. So stepping forward with the right foot, nice stable stance. I put my right hand on my right hip, holding the fingers gently with the thumb. So otherwise, if your hand's straight, sometimes you get too much blood rushing to the finger. So swinging the arm, give it a good bit of welly here, just swinging it back and forth. It's really just using the weight of the arm and a bit of momentum. Breathing in and out the whole time. And we're going to go backwards first of all. So around a few times. Good. And then just swinging the arm again. And we're going to go forwards this time, so get a bit of momentum going. So it just becomes easy just to swing the arm around. Good. Then we're going to swing the arms in front of us. So knees, the feet are quite wide apart, wider than the mat even, and the knees are nice and bendy. I'm just going to let the arms swing. A little bit like monkey arms, you know. Let the arms swing side to side, just using the weight of the arms. It's amazing how much release this gives to the shoulders. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3. On the 4, we're going to do a big circle, but it's slower, the circle. So we go 1, 2, 3, and we go right over, looking up and then back. We'll do the other direction. 1, 2, 3. Right up over. 2, 3. Right up over. So we'll go each time we're going a different direction with the circle. Yeah. Look up where the arms are going. Keep that breath moving. Just feels nice to make this big, beautiful circle. Knees are bent, so keeping everything nice and loose. One more. Okay, everything feels much more limber and awake now. Let's just do one more thing before we come into, we're going to do triangles, so I want to get the sides a little bit longer. So put the feet about as wide as your mat, or shoulder width maybe. Then we're going to bring the arms up, bring the palms together, extend up on the in-breath, and on the out-breath we're going to lean over to your left. On the in-breath we're going to go back to centre, stretching up, and on the out-breath we're going to lean over to the right, pushing into that right foot as you lean, breathing in. So it's just with the breath. Keep the feet really nice and stable. If it's too strong with your arms up, you can also do this, with the hands on the sides of the body, going one way and the other, but still going with the breath. Good. One more either side. In-breath to upwards, to going upwards, out-breath to the side. One more breath in to lift yourself up, and breathing out, lowering the arms down, palms are coming down to the floor. Okay, so let us come to the front of our mat, or a triangle. Just going to, okay. Feet are hips width apart, hip distance apart, and they are parallel, hands together. Take a moment to just settle. Feel your feet, lift the toes, place them down. Weight into the left foot. Take a step back with the right foot. Square the hips to the long edge of the mat. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest, open the palms. Breathing out, reaching over to your left and down. So meet the lower leg with your left hand and reaching up with the right hand. Really reach. If you're going to pull yourself up. And take the right shoulder back. So you're opening the chest as if your middle of your chest wants to see the ceiling. And there's lots of space between your right shoulder and your ear. Soften the knees. So if you're locking the knees, see if you can undo that. It's not a bent knee, it's a soft knee. So it's undoing that lock. And also just feeling the ground with the feet, maybe feeling with the toes. Good. Come up on the in-breath. Lower the arms on the out-breath. Good. Bend into the right knee and spring yourself back to the front of the mat. Good. Just take a little moment. Take the weight onto the right foot and step back with the left. Square the hips and the body to the long edge of the mat. Breathing in, lift the arms up, lift the chest. Keep that lift as you bring your arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest, open the palms. Breathing out, reaching over to your right and down. Meet that lower leg with the right hand, front or back of hand, and reaching up to the ceiling with the fingertips. Turn the head to look up at that left hand if your neck is okay. You also always have the option of taking that left arm or the arm that's elevated behind the back if it feels too strong for you. Breathe. Breathe deeply, in and out through the nostrils. Long, slow, steady breaths. Unlock the knees. Use the inhale to come back up. Lower the arms on the out-breath. Bend into the left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Take a moment there. In fact, let's just do a little transition moment before we come into another standing posture. Breathing and moving, just to settle ourselves. Feet to hips width apart. As you breathe in, you're going to lift the arms up. Palms are going to come together, come up onto the toes. As you breathe out, the palms are coming down and the heels are coming back down to the ground as well. I like to think of this as a sun moon. So reaching up, it's the sun. It's the inhale. It's the masculine. And on the exhale, the feminine, the moon, the earth. Lifting the hands up, the hands are coming up, the inhale, the reaching up to the heavens, and then turning the hands and slowly coming back down. Really be with your body, be with your breath. See if you can find that Powerful connection between the body and the breath. Inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, releasing, coming back down to the ground. See if you can slow this movement down all the time, slowing it down, breathing in all the way up. Lifting the heels off the ground, pushing up off the toes. Turning the hands, coming back down, slowly back down to the earth. And just let yourself land. Again, come back to the front of the mat. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So feet, hips width apart, parallel, as always. Standing there, checking your posture, chest lifted, nice and bright. Weight onto the left foot, big step back with the right foot. That right foot is pointing slightly more forwards, maybe a 45-degree angle, and hips are level with the long edge of the mat. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, look down that left arm, bend the left knee. As that left knee is going forwards, take some weight back into that right heel, strong in the back of that right leg. Keep extending the fingertips away from each other. Keep lifting the chest. Keep the tummy tucked in. Everything is bright and lively. Keep the body upright. Good. Breathe deeply. Just checking that you're keeping that left knee going out to the left, not falling inwards. Okay. So, breathe. Unlock those toes, ungrip those toes. Come up on the in-breath. Lower the arms on the out-breath. Bend into the right knee a lot so that you can spring back to the front of the mat. Okay, shake the legs a little bit. Reset. The weight onto the right foot. Big step back with the left. Big step. Set your feet. Square your hips to the long edge of the mat. Breathe in, lift the arms up, lift the chest. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, bending into the right knee as that right knee is going forwards. That left heel is going backwards and into the earth. So feel that connection, that dynamic there. And at the same time, as those points are moving away from each other, also your fingertips are moving away from each other, across the chest, nice and broad, like a big smile across your heart. Looking down that right arm, looking down beyond the fingertips into infinity. Strong left buttock. Good. Keep sinking down centrally. Keep the feet really lively without gripping. Even weight between the feet. Feel that sense of warrior in this position. Everything is extended, alive, but present. You know, it's ready to go, it's ready to move. Come up on the in-breath. Lower the arms on the out-breath. Bend into the left knee a lot, so bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Put the legs a little shake. We're going to come into a ragdoll, just to ease out the back there. So standing with the feet hips width apart, parallel, bringing the chin to the chest, bending the knees. Hands just might want to be on the thighs, sliding down the legs. Feel the weight of the head is pulling you down. Keep breathing in and out the whole time. These fantastic ragdolls, I love these. They're a really great posture for anyone to do, because you can modify it. You know, that's too strong for you, it's too much. You can rest your knees, rest your elbows on your knees. But most importantly, let the weight of the neck and head fall forwards. The knees must be bent, because that means the legs have to work. So the upper body can be completely zeroed out, relaxed, heavy. Breathe into your nostrils, sigh out through your mouth. Slowly lift up from the base of the spine. Unravel, keep the knees bent the whole time. See if you can just keep them bent even till the last moment. So what happens then is the knees come forward, the thighs come forward, the pelvis comes forward, the belly comes forward, the chest comes forward, and finally you're standing nice and tall. Good. Peaceful warrior. One of my favourites. Lots of expansion in the side body today, right? Where we can get a bit caught up, a little bit kind of blocked. So just standing in the front of the mat again, feet hips width apart, parallel feet, weight on the left foot, big step back like a big warrior. Again, just checking your feet position, square the hips to the long edge of the mat, breathe in, lift the arms up. So it starts like warrior 2, like we've just done, breathing out, arms to shoulder height, breathe in, extend the fingers away from each other and breathing out, bending into that left knee, pushing back in that right heel. The same as what we've just done. So find that warrior again. Now breathe in. And on the out breath, you're reaching back with the right hand, lowering that down to that straight leg behind you, leaning quite heavily if you want to, onto that leg because it's very strong. Reaching up into the heavens with the left hand, turn the palm to the back of the mat and then reach over the body. The position of your head is up to you. So if your neck doesn't feel okay, you can just look forwards. But if it is okay, you can look up at the ceiling. That's a slightly more challenge for your balance as well. Try and make sure your knee is still bent. So that front knee is still bent. So you're still in warrior, the warrior leg there. Now using the inhale to come back to warrior. Let's see if that front knee is still bent. And exhaling. Lower the arms down, straighten the legs, bend into the right knee, bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Good. So, same thing the other side. Put the weight onto the right foot. Take a big step back with the left. Again, square your hips to the front of the long edge of the mat. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, bending into that right knee. The knee is hovering above the ankle. Strong legs, strong buttock here. Now inhale, exhaling, reaching back with that left hand and down. Really lean heavily onto that strong leg. Reach up with the right hand into the sky and then reach the palm over the body so the palm's facing down and it's trying to reach the back of the mat there. Look up at the ceiling on the inside of the arm if it's okay for you, otherwise wherever your head feels comfortable, just looking forward is okay. Keep that front knee bent, that right knee should stay bent. And keeping that hip nice and open. So don't let the knee collapse inwards. Hips are nice and open. Come back to the warrior on the inhale. And sink into it one more time on the exhale. Now inhaling, come up. Exhaling, lower the arms down. Bend into the left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Okay, good work. Strong warriors. Let's come into a little bit of a squat. So remembering when you come into a squat, some people may have their feet flat. Others may have the heels off the ground. If that's you, put something underneath the heels. A pillow or a book or a block. And just let the head hang forwards. Let the arms fall onto the floor. Feel the weight of the head, relax the neck. The body's coming between the knees here. Breathe in through the nostrils. Nice big sigh out through the mouth. Good. Put the weight into the hands. Push up into the ragdoll. Knees are bent, don't forget, so let the body hang. Slowly coming up to standing. Slowly coming up to standing, unravel, as we always do. Feel yourself brand new, lifted, and you come back to standing. Good. Standing forward bend. We're going to do a standing forward bend that goes into a balance. So this is, might be tricky, but just give it a try though. So it's a small, we're starting in the back of the mat. We take or the middle of the mat, okay. A small step forward with the right foot. So that the space between the back heel and the front of the other foot is about a foot, as if your foot would step into it. So you'd have a foot and then your foot would be in front of it, if that makes sense. Widen your stance if you feel a bit wobbly. Both the hips are square to each other, the feet are facing pretty much forwards. Now take hold of your elbows behind your back. Open the chest wide. Back is straight, so nice and long up through the neck. Breathe in. And on the out breath, keeping the legs straight, you're going to lean forwards with your back. Back is nice and straight. And when you can't go forwards anymore with a straight back, then you can start bending your back as if you were going to bring your forehead to your calf, shin rather, sorry. Chest is nice and open. Breathe. Now if you want to go into the balance, we're going to bend that right knee. This is tricky, so otherwise you can come out of this posture whenever you need to. If you want to go into the balance, you want to challenge yourself, bend that right knee. Start to take all the weight into the right foot and then lift the left leg behind you. Yeah, it's a tricky one. And breathe. And you're straightening up the leg with the body. Lower the leg down. Slowly come up and release the hands. Give the arms a shake. This is not an easy one, so you don't have to do the whole thing. And you can always hold on to something if you're finding it too difficult to balance. So let's take a small step forward with the left foot. Now take hold of the elbows the opposite way you just did. And that will be the way that feels a bit weird. It will feel like, oh, my arms feel strange. So both feet facing forwards, open the chest, nice straight back, breathing in. And as you breathe out, forward bending with a straight back. And then when you can't go any further forward with a straight back, then you can start curving the back. Try not to lock the knees, have them quite soft. You need to bend it slightly, that's okay. So forward bend, but aiming to bring the forehead to the shin there. Breathe. You can either stay in that posture, or if you want to come into the balance, you lift the head a little bit, bend into that left knee, take all the weight into that left foot, start to lift the body and start to lift the right leg. So this is like Warrior 3 really, but with a different arm position. Yeah, hold on to furniture, don't if you need to, okay? Breathe in one more time, slowly lower the leg down and come up to standing. So that's quite a difficult one, but sometimes it's good to try something, and you'll find over time, you keep trying, it gets a little bit easier. And that's not easy to make that effort sometimes. Okay. So now the little, for making that strong effort, you get a gift, which is, I think this is a gift anyway. The gratitude universal prayer. So standing nice and comfortable, knees soft. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Look up to where your hands are going. Bring the hands together and draw them into the heart center. Good. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Look up. Bring the hands together and draw that. As you breathe out, draw them back into the heart center. So really focusing on the breath and the body. And as we're doing this, start to allow yourself to feel or think of anything you feel grateful for today. Hopefully there'll be more than one thing, but it doesn't really matter. See what comes. Maybe when you think of one thing, then that leads to a next. Often that happens. And it's not just the thing, the feeling or the object or the person or whatever it might be that instills this gratitude feeling, but it is the feeling. So see what is the feeling that goes with that. Gratitude, something you feel so grateful for, so good about in your life today, in this moment. There will be something. And this is a powerful thing to do because it opens us up to possibility and it develops our sense of receptivity. Good. And then think about maybe also, what do you want and need for yourself today so that you can be the self you really want to be. So that you can be happy. So that you can be yourself. What do I need? Friendliness, support, peace, rest, sleep. What do I need today? And as you breathe in with your hands open, ready to receive, really reach up to the universe and drawing that in, that energy that you want today. Let's make one more nice big inhale. Extend the fingers, extend the palms up. And then bring the hands into this prayer position and let the hands just come back to the heart. The thumbs are just gently pressing into the heart center. Soft knees, feel the ground with the feet. So you're really grounding that feeling, that prayer into your body. Close the eyes briefly. Notice how you feel. Feel your breath moving, coming in and out through the nostrils, nice and soft. Just see how your heart feels now, in this moment today, in this shared moment. And just let your hands drop. We're going to come down to the ground, slowing it all down now. So standing at the front of your mat, feet hips width apart, so that when you bend, and your feet are parallel, so that when you bend your knees, they're going in the same direction as your toes. Breathing in, lift the arms up, keep the shoulders back, breathe in. And then breathing out, sitting back onto the comfortable chair. The arms are going forward though to counteract that. Make sure the knees aren't splaying out or coming together. There's space between the knees. Keep the belly strong, keep the back straight. Keep breathing in and out. Yeah, you can do it. Challenge yourself to go slower and slower. So important to get a nice strong squat, and then just take your hands behind you when you're ready. Extend the legs out in front of you. Bounce your knees up and down. So, in this position, just bend the knees and bring the knees up together. Just hug the knees towards you. And let your head fall into your knees. And then just let the knees fall apart from each other and bring the soles of the feet together. Quite a lot of work around the hips today and the sides of the body. Now, try and get the heels quite close to your body, but it's whatever feels right for you. And depending on your position of your hips and your back, either holding the ankles or holding the toes. Whatever you need to make sure that you can really sit up nice and tall. So think about the chest lifting, the shoulders going back, and the back of the neck is nice and long, the chin is tucked in, so that your head is really on top of your body. Knees are coming down now. As if you were sitting up against a wall, the shoulders are going back, the heart is opening. Good. And then you can feel the weight. Imagine there's some weights on your knees, so your hips are really opening. Good. All the time sitting up tall, so you should feel your abdominals having to work to support your lower back. Good. Breathing deeply. One more breath in. And release. Bring the knees up together and just hug your knees. Just hug your knees. Okay, so let's just keep hugging the knees and we'll see if we can do this little balance, this lovely balance, this cosmic egg. So think about really lifting your chest and taking your shoulders back, connecting or drawing your thighs towards your body. If you can make that connection, that's great. And then just see if you can either come onto your toes there or even bring your toes off the ground. So you're balancing just on your sitting bones. I love this position. It just feels so nice. And just enjoy that little cosmic egg moment. It's okay to rock around. In fact, you can see how much you can rock without touching the ground with the toes. That's a good test. And then slowly bring the feet down. Just going to do a final bit of work with the abdominals. So we're going to try boat, but we'll work up to it slowly. So take the hands behind the knees here. Keep the chest lifted. Try not to have this bent back. It's really straight back. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Back of the neck is nice and long. Now I'm just going to come back onto that little balance, but lifting the feet off the ground, holding onto the thighs if you want to with your hands, and then just taking the lower part of the leg out. All the time thinking about opening the chest and bringing the chest towards the thighs there. Keep breathing and then lower that down. You can do the same thing again if you want to, but if you want to challenge yourself and go a bit further, find that position again, keep opening the chest, shoulders back, and let go of the legs. It's a bit harder. Strong in the abdominals. If you're not feeling this in your abdominals, then I don't know, either you're Superman or Superwoman, or you're actually just cheating. And release. Hold and hug the knees. Breathe in, sigh out through the mouth. Okay, one more. almost finished, so really go for it. So you can either hold on to the legs and do the full boat, or you can stay in the middle zone without the arms, or you can go to the full boat with no arms, hands free. So choose which you want to do. So the legs extended or up with the knees bent. All the time thinking about opening the chest, the arms go out to the side. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. And finally release. Phew! Hard with the knees. Breathe in, breathe out. Legs out. Now you can either come, if your abdominals are finished, just lie down on your back. If you want a last, final little blast, extend the legs out, extend the fingers towards the toes, slowly, slowly lower down. You can do it. Keep breathing in and out through the nostrils, keep reaching towards the toes. And then when you're down, totally relax your body. Maybe give yourself a full extension by taking the arms above the head, just to give the abdominals a bit of a stretch, a bit of a release. Good. And then you might want to just hug the knees. Hug the knees, rock and roll, breathe, breathe. Slowing down your breath, rocking and rolling. Put the feet, soles of the feet on the ground. Take the arms out to the side. Feet are quite wide as your mat maybe. But there's easy twists. Breathe in through the nostrils, breathing out. Let the knees go over to the right, the head goes over to the left. Breathing in, the head to center, knees to center. Breathing out, knees go over to the left, head goes over to the right. It's like windscreen wipers, breathing in and breathing out. Go in time with your breath, but try and keep the movement and the breath smooth and even. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. These easy moving line twists, fantastic, because they're really helpful for keeping your spine happy. And they're very calming. So particularly when you move with your breath, this is very calming for your nervous system. So, do it anytime, do it every day. There's plenty to choose from. You can do this. This is great to do at the end of the day before you go to bed. This will really get you into a much more restful state. Finally come to center, hug the knees once more. I think we're just going to come into a very short little relaxation just to close the practice. Coming into Shavasana, the corpse, legs extended out, feet fall out to the side, palms raised up to the ceiling, arms away from the body. Put a blanket over you if you want to. Or put warmer clothes on if you want to. And just take a little rest there. Lying in Shavasana. Breathe in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. Good. Release everything, let it all go. Feel your body now. Notice how it feels. Notice how your mind is, how your breath is. Maybe you have a vague memory of the beginning of the session when we checked in. How do you feel now? What is the impact of your efforts, the impact of your practice today? Just letting it all go, feeling the body on the ground, feeling the ground beneath you coming up to meet you. Feel that nurture, the nurture of this earth. So beneath whatever building you're in, there is earth. And if we can just relax and soften enough and become more receptive, we can feel that earth energy, nurturing, nourishing us. Breath coming in and breath going out. Nice and easy breath. So coming to the end of our practice today now, just give yourself a little bit of a wake up by deepening your breath, expanding your body, moving your hands and feet, arms and legs, deepening your breath, waking the body up. If you want to, and rolling onto your side or hugging your knees, doing whatever you feel is most natural to you, and find your way slowly coming to seated once more. Take your time. When you are seated, just give the body a little rub. Look at the body as you're doing that. We're just grounding ourselves, feeling our body, and feeling appreciation for this body, for this life. And let's just finish today, whether you're lying or whether you're seated, by chanting the mantra Om, the universal sound. Good. So breathe in deeply. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with me. It's been great practicing today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know how it went and anything you'd like to do. And thank you so much for your donations. They really help me to keep this service available and accessible for people who are stuck at home and maybe don't have any income. So thank you so much. It really, really helps. Bye. See you soon.